Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about how to find and choose the right appositives for our sentences. We are also going to complete 4 practice activities in this video. Let's get started. Before we continue, let's quickly define the word appositives. So let's review. An appositive is a second noun, a phrase, or a clause equivalent to a noun. If you need more practice in understanding appositives, watch my video on what are appositives. The link is in the description box below. Let's get into it. How do I find appositives in a sentence? Here are some things that you need to look for. Tip number 1, appositives give more information. They tell you more about the subject. For example, LeBron James, a basketball player, is from Ohio. Tip number 2, appositives can rename. So it's very similar to tip number 1. It does just give you more details. So for example, Selena, a singer, was born in Texas. Tip number 3, appositives are usually hugged by commas. Okay, so for our video, we are going to focus on appositives that are in between 2 commas. However, there are instances where appositives are not in between 2 commas. We will not be focusing on that in this video. We will be looking at appositives that are hugged by commas. Now that we've gone over that, let's practice. We are going to underline appositives in sentences. Cow, a 9th grade student, is from Laos. What is the appositive? A 9th grade student. Let's look at another example. The U.S. Constitution, the supreme law of the land, was ratified in 1787. The appositive is the supreme law of the land. The Green Book, a guidebook for Black motorists, was essential for safe travel. The appositive, a guidebook for Black motorists. Shirley Chisholm, an educator, was the first Black woman elected to Congress. What's the appositive? An educator. Protesting, a right protected by the First Amendment, is a common practice in the United States. What's the appositive? A right protected by the First Amendment. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is often known as the Great Emancipator. Even though he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, he didn't think Black and white people were equal. What's the appositive? The 16th President of the United States. Okay, so here we see that appositives add more information, they rename, and they're hugged by commas. Practice number 2, we are going to match our appositives. So I have a list of subjects here and I want to match them with appositives that either rename or that just give more information. Okay, let's start with number 1, U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Constitution, the supreme law of the land. Number 2, John Lewis, a congressman. 3, cow and L. And last one, 4, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments of the U.S. Constitution. Let's practice with another set of subjects. John Lewis, Sophie Cruz, Naomi Wadler, and cow. So John Lewis, an advocate for voting rights. Sophie Cruz, an advocate for keeping families together. Naomi Wadler, an advocate for ending gun violence. And cow, an advocate for L's. Now we are going to complete sentences with an appositive that we have from an appositive bank. Okay, so we want to complete these sentences with an appositive. John Lewis spent his entire life advocating for voting rights, so the best fit for this is a congressman. So I'm going to read it again. John Lewis, a congressman, spent his entire life advocating for voting rights. Number 2, cow is from Laos. What's the best fit? A 9th grader. So cow, a 9th grader, is from Laos. Okay, and then number 3, the Green Book was necessary for traveling while Black. What can we add to it? The Green Book An important guidebook was necessary for traveling while Black. So now we're going to complete sentences with an appositive, but this time we don't have an appositive bank. We gotta remember. Shirley Chisholm was an educator. So I need to think about what I remember about Shirley Chisholm. I remember she was the first Black congresswoman. John Lewis grew up in Alabama. John Lewis, a voting rights advocate, grew up in Alabama. The Bill of Rights are important to know. The Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments, are important to know. Let's recap. Appositives add more information to the subject. They can also rename. Appositives are usually hugged by commas. I hope this video helped. Thank you for watching. Peace.